Hey everyone, Melting Man 234 here with another Archie Sonic review. Today we'll be looking at issue 11, that was published on March of 1994. The front cover shows some comedic gags of Robotnik attacking a cutout of Sonic with a TNT hiding behind it. He sure is gonna get a big bang out of this one. In the first story, The Good, the Bad, and the Hedgehog, the freedom fighters plan an attack against Robotnik, as Sally contacts Sonic to aid them after he was done bashing some badniks. And since Sonic is far away, he enters into the cosmic interstate to take a shortcut, but he misses the next exit to Mobius. And so, Sonic tries to backtrack from where he came from and ends up in a place that looks like Mobius, but is different in some way. He walks into a veterinary clinic and sees Robotnik taking care of some animals. He sends them to attack Sonic, but he manages to jump out of a window and run down the building and lands back on the ground safely, only to bump into himself. But it turns out that he's bumped into an evil version of himself. So the good Sonic demands answers on how he got here from the cosmic interstate, as the evil Sonic explains that while wandering around in the cosmic interstate, he ended up in an alternate universe, or reverse universe as he calls it, where in this universe, the freedom fighters are tough thugs who are evil and hate anything good, while Robotnik is a kind and friendly doctor who helps heal the wounded animals. So Sonic tries to head back to his Mobius, but the evil Sonic gets in his way as the two Sonics go at each other, racing around the anti-Mobius. Sonic dashes into the hospital to get Robotnik's attention, races out as evil Sonic comes in, and gets beaten to death by the animals. Man, even with all the bandages and casts that those animals have, they can still pretty much beat the living crap out of anyone. They soon defeat the evil Sonic as the good Robotnik notices another Sonic, and after a long explanation, Sonic manages to get back to his version of Mobius, uses the good Robotnik Super Scooper to drain all the toxic sludge and turning them into bubbles, and foiling Robotnik's plans once again, and the day is saved. There's also some two other stories that they added in, and I'll get through those. In the second one, Beat the Clock, Coconuts has captured the freedom fighters and has strapped them to a ticking time bomb ready to go off, and will make sure Sonic will suffer in his treacherous maze, which will let Robotnik give him a gold star and become the top badnik. So while the clock is ticking, Rotor asks Sally where do they rank up on her top 10 list, and she replies Sonic takes all 10 of her slots. Aww. Then out of nowhere, Sonic comes in, frees the Mobians, they rush out of the building before it goes kaboom, and Coconuts gets his stars, but not in the way he expected. The third story, Food for Thought, or You Are What You Eat, Sonic whips up some chili dogs since it's close to his birthday and chows down, but he overdoes it feeling sick and manages to get some sleep, where he dreams that he's a chili dog, Sally is ice cream, and Robotnik is a burger, is about to cook Tails as french fries. That's almost as weird as the dream I had, where Robotnik hired Toe Jam and Earl to work for him. Yeesh. And so, Sonic the Chili Dog, can't believe I'm saying that, goes off to save Tails by rushing into Burgertropolis. I guess that's what happens when Robotnik takes over Burger King. He dashes in only to fall for the old banana peel gag, knocks himself out, and is strapped to the conveyor belt. As Sonic is about ready to meet his greasy demise, Sally and Tails burst in and wish Sonic a happy birthday, and give him some chili dogs. But after the dream Sonic had, he's gonna lay off the chili dogs for a while. But then again, you are what you eat. So that's issue 11. The first story does an interesting way of introducing an alternate universe of Mobius, later known as Mobius with an E in it, where everyone is the opposite of what they are in the other universe. Although it's a bit of a shame we didn't see the anti-freedom fighters in action. Of course, that would mean the good Sonic would be outnumbered by the gang. The evil Sonic would be seen a few more times in the comics until years later where he finally gets himself a name and a new upgrade to his design. The second story is a small funny bit where Coconuts tries to get the spotlight, but all he got in return was stars. The third story is just weird. It's just one of those weird dreams that you have and then you completely forget about it, especially with all of its bloody puns. Yeesh. It's probably because this issue introduces Ken Penders as being a writer. Once a writer on the Archie Sonic series, nowadays being reduced to a crybaby, demanding his characters back, and trying to sue Sega, Archie, and EA with his phony baloney lawsuits. This is almost as stupid as when Ted Healy tried to sue the Three Stooges for going off on their own, because they used to be together in the past, but that's another story. Now let's move on to issue 12, that was published on April of 1994. We see Sonic playing the 10-minute waltz under 7 seconds, and sets the whole piano on fire. If we play the trumpet, fire would be spewing out of the horn. Or maybe a laser, who knows? In the first story, A Timely Arrival, Robotnik is fed up as Sonic keeps trashing his badniks time after time after time, which gives him an idea. So Sonic heads back to Knothole, only to find out that Robotnik is at it again, and this time he's built a giant chainsaw to cut down the trees in the forest to find the secret entrance to Knothole. And Sonic leaps into action again, about to dismantle the machine. But it turns out the chainsaw was just a decoy to lure Sonic into zapping him, and sending him back in time into the prehistoric days of Mobius, about to be eaten by a giant T-Rex. But Sonic isn't going to be his next veal, and performs dental surgery, destroying all of its teeth with a sonic spin. Sonic escapes from being extinct, and runs into himself. Well, his prehistoric self, named Son-Ugg the Bog Hog. A hedgehog who is called a bog hog because there are no hedges, and just a bunch of bogs. How original. So the two creatures run off as we see a shifty character named Ivo Robotnik launch an attack on the two hedgehogs, crushing them with a giant boulder, and celebrates his victory. We then cut back to the present time, seeing Robotnik dancing around as Crabmeat notices he's breaking his own laws, and to make sure Crabmeat doesn't tell anyone, Robotnik smashes the crab. He soon displays the machine that killed Sonic for attractions and getting more money. But I think Robotnik should be more worried about the freedom fighters that are still around, because here they come, charging at full force. Meanwhile, back in the BC era, Sonic and Son-Ugg managed to survive by digging underground, as the two run through the tunnels to Son-Ugg's home, and prepare to eat some rotten dinosaur eggs for dinner. Well, I hate to find out what dessert's gonna be. We see some prehistoric freedom fighters dropping by for a visit, as Sonic suggests they should try and get some food from the surface. But the others fear what goes on upstairs, as Sonic explains that they plan on continuing to burrow underground, and Sonic won't allow that since he doesn't want to become Sonic the Mole. So he drags the people out of their hole, helps plant some hedges so that they can hide from Robotnik's rampage, and so the prehistoric freedom fighters learn to adapt to their new life on the surface. Son-Ugg is about to thank Sonic for the help, but then Sonic disappears, and he has been transported back to the present time, thanks to Robotnik's machine and the help of the freedom fighters. And to think we completely missed seeing a good fight scene. Well, I guess that's what happens when you're living in the Stone Age. Ha ha. In the second story, The Bold-Headed Eagle, we see Sonic falling off of a ledge from running too fast on a mountain, and lands in an eagle's nest. He is greeted by Cyril, an old eagle who used to be a member of a flock of eagles, but ever since Robotnik roboticized most of them, he's become one of the few survivors by hiding away in the mountains. Sonic tries to help give Cyril some confidence on coaching him to fly again, and it seems like it works. Then again, maybe not. But luckily, Cyril manages to land safely on a branch, and notices members of his flock have survived, which helps give Cyril his courage back and confidence. Meanwhile, Sonic mourns the loss of Cyril until Robotnik and Snippet come in with their Rambot, knocking Sonic off the ledge. But in comes Cyril, and snatches Sonic from falling to his doom as they fly back to Knothole. Of course, it is gonna be a while for Robotnik and Snippet to get out of this situation they're in. In the third story, The Lynx is a Jinx, we see Sonic rescue some animals from some SWAT bots, and returns them to the freedom fighters, only to find out that there's another animal who's stuck up in the tree and won't come down. So Sonic runs up to the tree where he meets Larry Lynx, a super jinx known for bringing bad luck to those who come in contact with him. And since he's come in contact with Sonic and the others, this causes the branch to fall and leaving them in pain. Sally refuses to let Larry join them as she fears that his bad luck could cause damage to the freedom fighters. As the team try to find a new place for Larry to hide, Sonic goes off with Larry to try and find some way to give him some good luck. But they find out that Lady Luck isn't on their side as they see that the freedom fighters have been captured by some SWAT bots. Larry blames himself for all of this, but this gives Sonic an idea. He sends Larry to let the SWAT bots see him so that they can try and capture him. And this happens to work as the SWAT bots come charging after him only to crash into themselves. And it causes a SWAT bot to fire a laser on him, which backfires and blows him up. But here comes Robotnik in his lawnmower of doom to crush Sonic, but Larry jumps in to save Sonic, which causes Robotnik's machine to malfunction and crash right into a wall. And so Lady Luck has smiled on Larry now that he and Sonic have saved the Freedom Fighters, and helped with Larry's bad luck and used it in a good situation. So that's issue 12. The first story is an interesting way of seeing Mobius in the prehistoric era, covered with cheesy gags and BC characters. Through the years, Mobius's past would be given more of an in-depth storyline on how Mobius was created and so on. So what does this make this universe? Maybe it's an alternate dimension and not the past. Maybe it was an early idea they had on prehistoric Morbius before they went into better structure. Or blame it on Ken Penders. Sure, he didn't work on the story, but hey, we gotta put the blame on somebody. The second story is a nice short story of when things look bad, never stop trying. And it helps out an old Geagle get his confidence back. As they say, you're never too old to be young. The third story has some laughs here and there. Here's this character known for having strange bad luck which makes him a jinx, but then he soon uses the bad luck to help his comrades. Wonder how he became a super jinx in the first place. Although Larry is somewhat of an interesting character, he wouldn't be seen in the comics for a long time and pretty much ended up as being forgotten. Well, that is until recently, where he has become a member of the Secret Freedom Fighters. And I wonder if he still has all of that bad luck charm to him, or maybe it rubbed off on him over the years. Even though these comics still have some corny gags here and there, they are still fun to read for some entertainment. Well, that wraps up this Archie Sonic review. So this is Melting Man 234 signing out.